Good evening, class. My name is Hakeem Davis, and I'm back with you with another speech. This is my oral history speech, and the person that I'm doing it on has been in my life for 28 years. Been through with me through my ups, been through my downs, my special moments. Annoyed me, everything. And without this person, I couldn't even think how I would live my life today. Um, the person's name is Crystal Worrell, and she's my mother, and I'm doing the oral history speech on her. So let's begin. I usually do my quotes in the beginning of the video, so I have a quote for y'all, again, like always. So here I quote: "Marriage lets you annoy one special person for the rest of your life." I agree with that because marriage is all about compromising and dealing with faults, and it can become great, it can become bad, it can become worse, it can become anything you can think of. But marriage is all about dealing with each other and loving each other. That's my personal opinion. I ain't married yet, but that's my personal opinion. Um, my mother, Crystal Worrell, was born on March 7th, 1963 in Harlem, New York. She is the oldest of four siblings. Um, she's caring, supportive, sweet, um, really, really intelligent to a certain extent. But that, I love my mom. Just, this is how I play around with my mom. But now that I introduced you to my mother, to the person I interviewed, let's go dig deeper into her life a little bit more. So I asked her, the first question that I asked her when I interviewed her was, "What was the most significant event in your life?" She looked at me with a straight face and she told me, she's like, "There's not one significant event in my life. It's many of them. I can't single them all out." So she started explaining to me that there's more than one significant event. She said being married to Ethan Worrell, which is my stepfather, being married to the same man for 10 years, because normally marriages don't last no longer than 5 years, but the great ones last in 10, 20, 30, 40 years, and so on. She also said that by being married twice before, she had gained marriage experience. So, if I need marriage advice or if she was to get married again, she knows what to expect. So she's very, very intelligent when it comes down to that. So I asked her why this significant event is the most important. She goes, being deeply in love with her spouse. And then she says, being happy with her choice. That she picked Ethan Worrell, who's my stepfather, if you may know. Being deeply in love with him. And she explained to me in detail. I will explain to you, but it's so much, so I can't explain all of it. So I asked her next, how did your marriages change your life? She goes, she gave up on love. She was done with love from her past two marriages and boyfriends and everything until she met my stepfather today. She said she learned from her past mistakes as far as marriages and who to look for, and knows who loves her for her or who doesn't love her for her. She learned that by being married twice. So no wonder she's really smart when it comes down to marriages. I asked her, what did you learn from your past and current marriages? She says, love comes from all directions. It can hit you to the left side, it can hit you to the right side, it can hit you up. Love just comes when it comes. She says, dealing with your partner's faults and good points is another point that she learned from her past experiences with the marriages. You're going to go through bad times, you're going to deal with people's bad faults, good points. It depends on what weights more. Even the good points or the bad points will make you want to stay with the person, she tells me. And the most important thing she said is being patient, being very patient, because sometimes you just want to, she says you just want to kill your spouse, but just patience is the key. She told me that with a smile on her face, which made me smile too, because, I agree with that 1000%. So I asked her when and where did you get married at? She answered with being married in, Baltimore, Maryland on July 1st, 2007. So, what my peers might learn from your significant event, that what I asked her, what was your peers or my peers? She says, love is a battlefield. Love can hurt. Love can feel good. Love comes in all directions. She says there's many ups and down moments in the marriage. So that's when she said earlier about being patient, and you're gonna have a lot of arguments. So when you argue, just know that it's gonna come. There's no such thing as not arguing. You're gonna argue. She also told me that the human heart knows their soulmate. So she knows when you're in love with somebody and you really want them to be your husband or be your wife, your heart tells you so, and most of the time your heart is right. She said your heart will guide you to your partner, which I believe that as well. That's why I'm not rushing into marriages. She says after the honeymoon, the real fight for love starts. When you go through your honeymoon phases, everything is great, and then as soon as that's over, that's when she says Mike Tyson versus Holyfield, 24 hours, 365 a year, or probably half of that. And she said it with a laugh on her face. She says also believe in love and trust. She said, and you will have a healthy marriage. She said, once you have a healthy marriage, that's how your marriages can last longer than 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, because they have healthy marriages and they communicate. Thank you for watching my last video of the semester. It was fun, presenting in front of anyone who watches this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, there's the comments right here. You can send me a comment and I'll be happy to answer you. This be your boy, Akeem Davis. Thank you for the semester. Good night.